So then Micah Parsons responds to that video by saying this. This is what rejection and envy look like. This is some clown poop. Except he didn't use the poop word.
Oh, poop.
And then DeMarcus Lawrence responds, calling me a clown won't change the fact that I told the truth. Maybe if you spent less time tweeting and more time winning, I wouldn't have left.
Sounds like a high school drama.
I've been waiting for this one.
You've been waiting for this.
Have you? You're talking a little louder today.
For this one.
Okay, all right.
I've been waiting for this one.
Man.
Where's my one shot? I don't need the four. Let me talk here.
Let's chill.
Here. Everybody exhale. Woosah. First thing is this. DeMarcus Lawrence, you're not winning a Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks. That is where you're wrong. Boom. Let me say that. Put that to the side. Right. Now let me say this. Micah Parsons, just because you're the best Cowboy does not mean you're the only Cowboy. Just because you wear the star and you wear the star at a supreme capability does not mean you're the only one that has ever donned the star. DeMarcus Lawrence, 4th all-time in sacks for the Dallas Cowboys. DeMarcus Lawrence played for the Dallas Cowboys for 11 years. I would suggest that DeMarcus Lawrence isn't hating, that DeMarcus Lawrence knows what he's talking about, and sometimes the truth hurts. He was not winning a Super Bowl in Dallas. He has 11 years of experience that suggests he knows what he is talking about. DeMarcus Lawrence has played for the Dallas Cowboys since Micah Parsons was a freshman, not in college, a freshman in high school. Micah Parsons has played 4 years for the Dallas Cowboys, which means Micah Parsons would have to play 4 more years for the Cowboys, then another 4 years for the Cowboys to play for the Cowboys longer than DeMarcus Lawrence has played for the Cowboys. Micah Parsons has not known what DeMarcus Lawrence has known for the Dallas Cowboys. DeMarcus Lawrence has forgotten more Dallas Cowboys content than Micah Parsons has experienced and or remembered. So, Micah, just because you're the best Cowboy doesn't mean you're the only Cowboy. Just because you can play the position best does not mean you are the ultimate arbitrator of what is truth about the Dallas Cowboys. I think it is extremely unfair that Micah can come out here and say this is what envy and rejection look like. Maybe this is what the truth looks like. Because Dalton Schultz, former Cowboy, he uttered a similar truth when he went to the Houston Texans. Schultz went to the Texans and said, being in Dallas, it is like being at a zoo. A zoo, he said. People walking around the facility tapping on glass while we're trying to practice. Dalton Schultz played for the Cowboys for 5 years. DeMarcus Lawrence played for the Cowboys for 11 years. 16 years of Dallas Cowboys modern-day experience, and they have uttered the same thing. You can't really win there. Furthermore, people leave the Dallas Cowboys and they have greater success. Dan Quinn, he left. He instantly went to an NFC Championship game as a head coach for the Washington Commanders. Kellen Moore, he left. He went and won a Super Bowl just 3 years later as an offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. Dalton Schultz, he left and he won more playoff games with the Houston Texans in 2 years than he won with the Dallas Cowboys in 5 years. So maybe, just maybe, there is some truth to what these individuals are saying. You can't win a Super Bowl in Dallas, but there's 30 years of experience to suggest that. That truth existed before Micah Parsons was even born. And I hate when you undermine the truth of someone else's experience because it does not suit your hopes, your goals, your dreams, or your ambitions. Micah, you are fair to want to win a Super Bowl with Dallas. But DeMarcus isn't just fair. He's truthful for saying you can't win a Super Bowl in Dallas because in his 11 years, over a decade of experience, that has reigned supreme. If I had to pick a side, I would be on DeMarcus Lawrence's side. But more often than not, I like to pick the side of truth. And right now, it appears that DeMarcus Lawrence is telling the truth. That's where I stand as it is right now.
I hit him up.
Hit him up.
I hit him up.
Should we go to 18?
This is hit him up. This is back to back. What type of beef is this right here? Right? Is it Drake and Meek? Is it Biggie Pop? What is it right now? Is it Kendrick Drake?
I don't even know if it's on them.
This ain't even that type of real beef for real.
I don't even know if it's them
I think, you know what, and I'm going to steal this from you. Two things could be true.
That's it.
Talk
Right?
about it.
The truth is that the Cowboys are not winning a Super Bowl no time soon. It's been 30-some years, okay. The other part might be true is, first of all, DeMarcus Lawrence, good player.
Great player for the
You're
Cowboys.
not winning anything in Seattle.
True.
Let's just get that straight.
Who's the quarterback in Seattle?
True.
So all that you talking about, they're not gonna win there, okay, with Seattle, with Sam Darnold and that type of team. They depleted the whole offense, okay? And then it's like, yeah, why you even have to say that?
Yeah.
So you wanted to start something here, right? And you know you wanted Micah to respond. That's what you did. Because out of all the players in the Cowboys, who gonna respond first? You get what I'm saying? You say we want a Super Bowl. Imagine a player that leaves in free agency, okay, gets paid, goes to a new team, and says, yeah, the other team ain't won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It don't work like that. Even though it was Schultz, he's up there, Cowboys didn't want him. Now, when Michael said this, rejection. Now, most of us been there. I haven't, but most of us been there. And the Cowboys didn't want DeMarcus Lawrence. And it might be some hate. Because, first of all, you said he's 11 years there and he knows so much of this and that third. And this kid from Harrisburg comes there, number 11. Take all your shine. We used to talk about you. Now we only talk about me. So there might be some type of little hate in there, right? That might be true. And the last part I'm gonna say is this. I've never seen a player go to a new team and get paid some good money and keep talking about the old team.
100%.
That's so when you talk about hating clown, that's some clown stuff. You got paid. Why are you even talking about us?
Because they asked him a question.
And the last thing.
They asked him a question. What you want him to do?
You on Micah's side.
No, you didn't have. I said that earlier. You don't have to like. Oh man, well we're not going to. You don't have to say that. But the last part I want to say is this, Acho. So it's this thing called like generational players.
Yeah.
Right. That's what Mike is.
Sure.
DeMarcus Lawrence is a really good player.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is, when Micah talks, I listen, baby.
And that's the problem.
Because the problem. No.
That's the dilemma.
Real quick.
That is the
Because-
dilemma.
And he knows that.
Because all I'm saying is that when he said, yo, there's some rejection and some jealousy, some hate, I see it. Imagine you being a guy and another young kid comes in there and takes over all your shine.
Sure.
And then now the Cowboys, they didn't want you. They let you go. They let you walk.
Sure.
This ain't no deep free to see class. Ain't no whole bunch of great players in there. They let you go. You don't think you feel something about that?
Here's my issue with what Shady just said. He's a generational player, so when he talk, I listen.
I listen.
Just because you're a generational football player does not mean you are generational at anything else besides playing football. And let me make that abundantly clear, and that's not a Micah Parsons statement.
Ooh-wee.
Just because you are generational at one thing, a thing that has to do with your
Rushing the
athleticism,
passer.
does not make you generational at anything else. You know how many Hall of Fame people have flamed out on TV? You know how many Hall of Fame people have given a public speak and it is terrible? You know how many Hall of Fame people have written books that do not sell? Just because you are generational using your athletic ability does not make you generational at doing anything else in this life. Generational players that are terrible parents, generational players that are terrible kids, generational players that are terrible spouses, generational players that are terrible sons. You can be generational at one thing, but I am not going to bow down to you whenever you speak. I'll bow down to you when you rush the passer. I'll bow down to you when you shake somebody. I'll bow down to you when you put them hands up late to catch a pass. But just because you generational at one thing, I'm gonna say, when he talk, I listen. Is it smart? I listen then.
I don't know where you going with this, but we talking about football.
Exactly right.
So these two football players are having a conversation. I don't know about the parents. They talking about football, okay? And he's saying like, yo, man, you go over there talking about, oh, we're not winning a Super Bowl when you're in a whole new team. He's like, yo, that's clown talk.
But he didn't say it to Micah. He's like, why is Micah
what are you
attacking
talking
him?
about? And the last thing is this, because
why didn't Dak say nothing back? Why didn't CD say nothing back? They stars too. Why didn't Diggs say nothing?
That's not their personalities, though. That's not their personality. This is Michael's personality. What he's doing is not, don't surprise you, do it. He speaks his mind. Most Harrisburg dudes, they speak their mind.
Everything. That's
Everything.
That's
So what?
That's my problem.
And guess what? Him speaking his mind, or however you feel about him, or however y'all feel about him, he's gonna be there. He's about to get the biggest contract in football history.
And he should.
So all these opinions about Micah talking too much and too much podcasts, obviously what he's doing is working.
For him.
So people need to try. I'm just saying.
It's working for him.
What he's doing got us at 7 o'clock a.m. on a LA West Coast Friday talking about it. Got him all in the sweat. Got you talking about. So whatever
me and Chase ain't started yet.
whatever he's doing,
We ain't even done that.
is working.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Chase.
I'm actually cold right
Sound
now.
off.
I'm
Yeah.
not sweating.
Sound off.
Look, I'm on neither side. I absolutely hate stuff like this when it plays out.
Two things can be true.
Two things can be true. Like neither. Because when this stuff goes public, it's just like I don't think that DeMarcus Lawrence should have dropped that little bar in Hawk Blogger's podcast, which is now everywhere. That guy who was interviewing him, because he didn't have to say that.
Correct. Agreed.
Right. Like, but it was a little bit of pettiness. Like, hey, but he also didn't tell a lie. Like the Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl in 29 years. They're not winning a Super Bowl in Dallas anytime soon. And then my only problem with Mike, and it has nothing to do with on the field, because he is a phenomenal generational talent. I just don't feel like you need to get involved in everything. We talked about you yesterday on the show because you said something about Brock Purdy. Hey, good luck. Now, that has $1 million. Then you talk about this, and it's like rejection and envy look like this is clown stuff. Why is what DeMarcus Lawrence's truth clown stuff? Like he really felt that way. He had been there for 11 years. Rejection maybe. Like, did the Dallas Cowboys want to re-sign DeMarcus Lawrence? No. Envy, though, is a different. I don't think there's any envy at all. I think, in fact, DeMarcus Lawrence is very happy to be out of the Cowboys building. Like, regardless of winning a Super Bowl or not, it wears on people. When you saw it with the Dalton Schultz comment with the zoo stuff. But I just don't. I feel like it feels like Micah just wants to get involved in everything. And quite honestly, it's working for him, Shady, on the field, but we continue to talk about him imagine probably like what some of his teammates are. You think some of his teammates are probably rolling his eyes like, why are we getting in the middle of this? One of his teammates tweeted, I thought it was supposed to be a brotherhood in the locker room. I thought you were supposed to have each other's back. And so eventually, like right, wrong, or indifferent, to me, it's just like, there's some things you can just sit out of. Just stay out. That's how I feel. I'm not all up in arms like y'all.
I say, but why though, Chase? Why what? Why I gotta start off? If I want to speak my mind, why can't I speak my mind?
You can, but eventually it's going to come and bite you in the butt, man. That's how I feel. Like, I don't feel like, maybe I grew up in a different generation, which I did. I'm almost 40.
There you go.
I feel like protect the team, protect the integrity of the team before everything, because now this is all anyone's talking about now to blow over, and it just feels like he likes drama.
Two things could be true. Number one, all of us have done interviews, and all of us have not said the right things every single time we've done an interview. You said the right things every single time you've done an interview. Kudos to you, Chase. All right, all of us.
Is the right thing saying your honest opinion?
Huh?
Sometimes protecting
I'm
yourself.
just saying. What I mean is we all done interviews, and sometimes you do an interview and you give
I said the wrong thing.
bullet board material.
For sure.
Yeah.
Even if you wasn't trying to. All right, DeMarcus Lawrence, you did not have to say this.
I agree.
Micah Parsons, I know you got his number. You could have texted him. You not winning neither. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would have did to Greg or Jordy or something. And you ain't going to a Super Bowl in Seattle, neither with Sam Darnold. We in the same boat. Where we going for vacation? I'd have texted him that. Why you got to tweet this? He can't help you win no more, Micah. So even if he go over here to this dude and he interviewing and he say, I wasn't going to win a Super Bowl in Dallas, you know what, Micah? He ain't going to win one because he ain't there, and he can't help you win now. So it doesn't even matter what you say back to DeMarcus Lawrence. Why you even responding to DeMarcus Lawrence? And you respond to every little thing. And I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Acho, you may care a little bit more because we're talking about it, but I don't care. But at the same time, Micah is always putting his nose into every little thing. You don't got to respond to every little thing, dog. Can you? Sure. I don't care what you respond to. But do you have to? No. The main thing that stuck out to me was he said if you spent more time worried about winning and not tweeting,
One more.
that would have won more.
That was funny, though. That was a funny joke.
All
right?
I'm saying is I feel like Micah should worry about that a little bit more. I'm not saying not do your podcast and all that, but stay out of everybody else's business. If you're doing your podcast, that's your business. Bring on who you want to bring on. Bring on Shady. Bring on you. Talk about what you want. Well, you ain't got to be in everybody's business.
Hold up. So,
Micah just be tweeting for fun.
but that part right there, I didn't like. Because if you watch the Cowboys, name another player that plays harder to win than Micah Parsons. CeeDee Lamb? Who else? Because one thing we know about this, when Micah's on that field, he plays hard.
Yes,
he plays ball.
He's
always in shape. Playing to win out of all players on the Cowboys, you might could question some of the players. You might question some of the ownership. You even question some of the coaches. Who you can't question is Micah Parsons.
Micah plays hard.
And another thing is,
boys play hard.
And Micah might feel some type of way, because hold up, when you talk about winning and tweeting on that, like, we played together, dog. And if you was playing so well to win, you might still be here. You been here for, what, 11 years, you said? 11 years. You one of the Cowboy OGs. Why we ain't keep you? Since you playing so hard to win? Listen, I don't mind, the back and forth, because I like that too. You know what I mean? I think people with big personalities, they talk. Deion ain't gonna, none of up here is gonna slow Deion down. He gonna talk when he was playing. It's a lot of players like that. All I'm saying is, when you start saying stuff like if you tweet less, we may concentrate on winning. It's like, who you talking to?
But just because,
you're talking to number 11 for the Cowboys, you can't talk to him like that.
Just
because we know he plays to win.
Just because no one plays harder than Micah, though, Shady, doesn't mean that, he should get involved in every single thing. Because don't you think there's something as, like, a bad distraction? And, like, aren't you supposed to be the leader of that team? Like, I can imagine this whole locker room does not want to see Micah Parsons tweeting about some stuff. At some point, like, you have to figure out a way to be a leader on the team. This is not being a leader on the team, in my opinion.
This is a distraction, you think?
I think absolutely.
Some tweets?
Shady.
I don't think.
I think it is. We're talking about him. And his own teammates.
This is what we get paid to do.
When
they go to practice, though, the players that matter. I mean, some of these dudes that, like, respectfully irreplaceable. Okay. Now, there's some dudes win the locker room. I know CeeDee Lamb will have an issue with him tweeting about this. What are we talking? James, am I tripping?
I'm not saying this is gonna have an issue when the Dallas Cowboys report for football.
Here's what I think the bigger
doesn't take away from that.
What I think the bigger deal is, though, what nobody's talking about is is 2 consecutive seasons, off seasons, that 2 veteran defensive players have now got into it with Micah Parsons. And so remember last year, Malik Hooker, he goes on and he says, we can't stop the run, but then you have a podcast, people are going to question your focus. I won't read all of it, but I'll just read a quick excerpt. When Hooker says, you know, the run game is terrible, but you're doing a podcast every week, and you know, caring about the crowd that's watching the podcast, are you caring about the success of our team and the Super Bowl? So he's a 7-year defensive veteran. He was a starter at safety.
Yeah.
Then this next offseason, an 11-year defensive veteran starting at outside linebacker, he was like, maybe if you're more focused on winning instead of tweeting, we would have won more. I don't even care about that. What I care about is this. How come in a locker room, it's 11 defensive starters?
Yeah.
2 of them got tension with Parsons, at least publicly, calling him out. It's only 11. Parsons, you make 1, now it's 10. So what I'm more concerned with is, at what point, Shady, do we have to ask ourselves, wait a second, if multiple people are at odds with the same person, what is the person contributing to it?
So
if everybody got an issue with Shady, is it everybody? And obviously hyperbole here, it's not everybody, or is it Shady?
But
that's my question.
My only thing with that is, I think them saying that type stuff is them trying to tell Micah, just stay out of everything.
So it's a distraction, exactly what I said.
But what I'm saying is, it's not Micah on the football field.
Of course.
You don't, no, because like his comments was, spend more time worried about stopping the run game. Micah's a baller. Micah gonna ball when he's
doubt.
so. Me listening to that is them saying, just keep your nose out of it. You don't gotta talk about it.
When you talk about distractions, so I played on distraction teams. I played on the Philadelphia Eagles when Riley Cooper said some racial slurs about certain black players, okay? That was a distraction. I played with Josh Allen and Tyrod Taylor about who's going to be the starting quarterback. It was a big thing, who's start, who's not starting, we're going to win, we're not going to win. That was a distraction. Yeah. We talking about some tweets about players that are not staying with the Cowboys? Where's Hooker at? Do anybody here know where Hooker's at? I'm looking for him. Where's he at? He's not on the Cowboys.
No.
DeMarcus Lawrence is not on the Cowboys. Give me some guys that meaningful football players for the Cowboys talking about Parsons.
But here's my problem, though, Shady, bruh. These superstars cannot win without non-superstars. And when you get up here and you speak from your superstar perspective, and I respect it because you were the best player not only at this desk, I believe you were one of the best players in NFL history, you can't win or be a rushing title without Todd Herman's your right guard, without Evan Mathis your left guard, without Jason Kelce your center, without Jason Peters your left tackle, without Lane Johnson your right tackle. So just because you were better than all of them, maybe not Jason Peters, maybe not Lane Johnson, who knows, but just because you're better than all of them, they also have to contribute. My point is this, Micah Parsons, you're not stopping the run if Malik Hooker doesn't step into the C-gap. Micah Parsons, you're not stopping the run if DeMarcus Lawrence doesn't set the edge and turn it back to you.
That's why they're going. That's why they're going, because they didn't do that.
Somebody else is going to be there. And somebody else going to have to do it. And if you got beef with all of them, somebody going to have to do it.
At some point, all this stuff alienates.
Yo, it's crazy. I've been on teams with teammates that didn't get along, right? And it was probably for real reasons. This ain't no real reason. You're talking about beef? This ain't beef.
No, what I'm suggesting is we know there's beef there. Do y'all have the Trayvon Diggs, bro? Do y'all have the Trayvon Diggs tweet? Coven, respond to me, please, so I know that we have it. Here is how I know there's beef. These are tweets, but tweets come from a place. Trayvon Diggs, starting cornerback, can't go to war with somebody who really be hating on you. He tweets that out last night after it and then answered. What that suggests to me is this. Clearly,
who do you think he's talking about?
DeMarcus Lawrence.
D-Law.
Clearly, D-Law must have been hating on Parsons.
Yeah.
Or at least that is a perception. Micah Parsons' brother has tweeted at me some different things. So, yes, Shady, these are just tweets.
My thing is,
tweets stem from somewhere. Tweets stem from clearly a beef.
My only thing is what does it got to do with football?
Right.
Like, everything.
What's everything? Like, Micah's going to do what he got to do to stop the run. So Malik Hooker, like me responding to somebody, what does that have to do with you being in the C-gap? DeMarcus Lawrence, if you're on the other side of me, if I'm tweeting at other people and all that, what does that got to do with you doing with your job? What does that have to do with football with him saying? Right. That's all I'm saying.
That's his job to do.
Only thing with me, with Micah, like, I don't even want you responding. You do what you want. I don't want you responding to these dudes because he can't help you now. Malik Hooker can't help you. DeMarcus Lawrence can't help you. So if he says this funny stuff,
look, my only problem,
whatever.
My only problem, it has nothing to do with Mike on the football. This is not what we're talking about. It's just like, he wants the attention, or else he wouldn't tweet. He would have called D-Law up and said, hey, this is how I feel. He would have called Malik Hooker up. This is how. He wants the attention. Okay. That's my problem with it, because the attention is not always good attention. Sometimes it can turn into negative attention.
Malik came out first on him.
But yesterday, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to tweet every single thought, because if you just call me. Like that's my problem. Is he wants that attention.
But
What's wrong with attention, though?
But I don't.
What's wrong with that, though?
Why do you want all this attention? You play
that's-
for the Cowboys. You're a superstar. You don't need the attention.
No, that's
you don't
not-
need the attention.
That's him.
You have the attention on the field.
But time out. Who are you or who are me to tell him how he should act?
I'm
or
just saying how I would feel. I'm not saying how he should do
What I'm
it.
saying is like this. I play
He can do whatever the hell he wants.
I know, but I play with players that like attention. So what? So what? You play with Aaron Rodgers, 4 MVPs. He like attention.
At what point does all the attention alienate himself from all of his teammates on the tweets that Acho was talking
What
about?
teammates? That's not with him no more.
Bro, see, you're talking like he doesn't need a team. You're talking about you're a superstar player.
What I'm saying is he don't need them
It's
guys.
all about the team, not just about him.
What I'm saying, he don't need. Hold on. He don't need them guys first and foremost.
He did, though.
Because they're going real quick. In football, I don't care if
you don't need his teammates?
Hold on for a second. I don't care if I like this guy, that guy, this guy. At the end of the day, this is a job. See, sometimes I think when we talk about football, we think this is a sport. It's not a sport. It's a job. So, like Parsons or not, if I'm the safety, I have to get in the C gap because that's my job. And if I can't do that, they replace me. If I'm on the other side, if I'm the other DN, right? Man, if I like him or not, my job
Keep
is
contained. You're going to have to keep contained.
So, what I'm saying is, all that y'all talking about don't even matter. The reason why I love sports so much, right? Because my son plays football. He's not as good as I am, whatever. But I say,
That's going to be pretty tough.
the good thing is I say, yo, play the sport. You know
it
why?
will be, yeah.
Because it helps you to learn that, yo, sometimes I can't do it my way. Or sometimes I do it his way. Or sometimes
team.
I got to work with somebody that I do not like to reach a common goal, and that's the Super Bowl.
1000%.
So now,
that.
you take them same type of traits in life. So what I say all that to say this. It don't matter what Hooker or D-Law thinks. At the end of the day, your job is to do this. There's some quarterbacks that I did not like playing with because they weren't smart to know the move, the protections. If he makes the wrong call, you know what, Chase? I don't want to block this 255-pound linebacker.
Yeah, that's
But
good.
guess what?
That's good.
My job is to go do that,
That's
care
good.
if I like him or not. So y'all keep talking all this personal stuff. And last thing, I'll give y'all this message, because I know y'all like the superstars.
Y'all don't like
The superstars run the league. So if you can't get along with the superstars, you know,
Run the league.
hold up. If you and you can't get along with the superstars, right? You know what's going to happen? You will get replaced.
Of course.
And I look at a guy like Stephon Diggs, who's superstar. He couldn't get along with a bigger superstar. You know what happened to him? See you later. I can give you a million cases where y'all feel a certain way, and the ownership feel how I feel, and guess what happens? They get rid of him.
But here's the thing. Hold on.
No. They'll replace you and get somebody else.
But here's the other thing.
Truth.
But what Shady's saying is the truth.
It's the truth.
But you still need 21 other guys.
But if the
Look at
superstars
numbers.
can't get along with everybody else, they not winning nothing. So the superstars can get the backups replaced. But if the backups and the superstars don't get along,
so
the
true.
superstar ain't winning a goddamn thing, Tupac. So they both better figure out how to coexist.
they were
Parsons
replacing.
and D-Law better figure out how to coexist.
I'm trying to figure out where you guys are going with this because Micah has never said anything bad about his teammates on the football field.
Thank
with
you.
him. You get what I'm saying? So, like, you guys are saying that, like, you need these 21 other players. He has not said anything bad about the dudes with them.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.